Good evening, everybody. First, let me say I think that is an excellent video, and I very much agree with much of what Dr. Khan had to say in the video. I mean, first of all, the fact I agree with how he started, that it is unfortunate that it took an incident like that which happened in North Carolina to bring us together. I agree when he talked about the real desire of the Muslim community in Delaware and in this country is to live the American dream like everybody else. And I agree with when he said that we are all better off when we are protecting each other and looking out for each other. And so I just really appreciate having had the chance to watch that video and to learn, and I want to thank Dr. Khan for putting so much effort into that. Let me start by expressing my condolences to the family members of the three in North Carolina, as well as to the entire Muslim community for that tragic loss. And I very much want to thank all of you for organizing this event and for coming together to have this important conversation. And again, I think he was probably right when he said that had this conversation, taken place earlier, perhaps some of the tragedies that we've seen may have been avoided. And so it is unfortunate that it took that to get us together, but I'm hopeful that now that we are together, it's a dialogue that we can continue, and this will not be a one-time conversation, but it's a conversation that must continue. When I think about my job, one of the most important things anybody in government can do, one of the most important things that any governor can do, is work very hard to keep people safe in the community for which we are responsible. Because when an individual or when a community does not feel safe, really little else that we do can make much of a difference for them. And there are some specific things that we can do, and there's specific things that we are doing to ensure the safety of all Delawareans, and I'll be talking about that in just a few minutes. But let me say first that I really do believe that all of that begins with our celebrating our very diversity. And it's something that this country has had going for it for a very long period of time, and I think when we appreciate the value of that diversity and what each person brings to our country, when we foster a statewide culture of respect, we will be much better off as a people. And when probably more than anything else, the reason that I feel so blessed to have the opportunity to serve in this job is because I love the people of Delaware and all the people of Delaware. We come from every background imaginable, and that results in the sharing of many different perspectives and the sharing of our cultures. And as you know, that has been for a very long time in this country, that diversity has been really a remarkable source of pride and of strength. And today we continue to gain from the growth of different ethnic groups, from the growth of different religious groups, from communities like yours that add so much to our state. And this is why I created a few years ago the Governor's Council on Faith-Based Partnerships. And I want to thank Doug Gerst, who is here tonight. He is the pastor of First and Central Presbyterian Church in Wilmington. He leads this. I also want to thank Osman Sandhu for your participation as well, representing the Muslim community on that faith-based partnership. We have a rabbi who is here tonight. Rabbi, good to see you. We have representatives of the Mormon community. Faye, good to see you as well. And we appreciate all of you being here, because we are so much stronger when we're together. And the way that this group works, it's a group that I appointed. They represent different houses of worship. They operate without state funding, but they really do represent the diversity of our faith-based communities and work on common problems that affect all of our people. Today, we believe our state is very fortunate to be home to a growing and a vibrant Muslim community. And as governor, I have had the chance, and I benefit very much from the guidance of Anas Benati, who is the head of the Delaware State Housing Authority, who he has taken it upon himself as a personal teacher to me to make sure that I understand some of the perspectives and the culture and everything else. And I want to thank Anas for the guidance that you have provided me. But as I think about what it is that your community represents, I'm reminded of an inspiring phrase from the Quran that Imam Shaykhedi has used in talking about Delaware's Islamic community. And I think it has relevance for the larger Delaware community. And it reads, "Hold fast, all of you together, to the rope of Allah, and be not divided among yourselves, and remember Allah's favor on you, for you were enemies one to another, but He joined your hearts together." And as the Imam said, the strength of such a rope comes from each and every individual holding fast to it to maintain the unity of the community. Now the bottom line is we can only reach our potential as a state when we unleash the potential of all of our people. And that starts with ensuring that all of our people are safe and feel the respect and the appreciation that they and their community deserve. And that will only happen if we're all holding fast to the same rope, if we're all pulling in the same direction. Remembering, as Martin Luther King said, we may all have come on different ships, but we are all in the same boat now. So we are responsible for the safety of our friends and neighbors. And safety is in fact a community responsibility. And I look forward to opportunities for all of us to work together to ensure that everybody in the Muslim community feels secure in our state and respected for their contributions. The Department of Safety and Homeland Security, which is one of the agencies that reports to me, is always prepared to take direct action when we have intelligence about potential threats. That includes maintaining constant communication with our federal, our state, and our local counterparts regarding any threats that could impact the security of our citizens. And we have something called the DIAC. It's the Delaware Information and Analysis Center that is really the hub to make sure we're tracking any of these threats. The Delaware State Police is an active member of the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force to aggressively pursue and resolve any information or threat within the state. I'm grateful to Charlie Oberly, who is a U.S. Attorney in Delaware, and to the FBI representative for being here as well. In partnership with the FBI's Wilmington office, we continue to have regular contact with community leaders within the Muslim community. We're maintaining contact with the national intelligence agencies through our Homeland Security Advisor. We're increasing security patrols by the Delaware State Police in and around threatened locations. And we're assisting organizations in conducting risk assessment and physical security evaluations. So we ask all of you to be vigilant and to report any suspicious or unusual activity. And it's often that our citizens are really the first line, becoming the first to notice unusual activity. And reporting that information is really critical to the ability of our law enforcement agencies to protect you and everybody else in the community. We're going to continue to partner with you. I encourage you to take advantage of opportunities to engage with your elected officials to make sure that they understand your culture, to understand that they know what's going on in the community. And I believe that if we hold fast to that same rope and we all move in the same direction, we can do well together. And let me close with this. When I came in tonight, a 7-year-old, where is Ahmed? Is he still here or did he leave? Where are you? Come up here for a second. So I had never, come on up here. Come on up here. Don't worry, I'm not going to eat any of your cheese and crackers. Had we ever met before tonight? I don't think so, right? No. So Ahmed, he actually came like halfway around the room. He was, because I was walking this way, and he came halfway around the room. I didn't know he was following me, but it turns out he was trying to catch up to me. And I said, are you, and I turned around, and he said, "Hi, how are you?" And I said, "I'm okay." And he said, I said, "What's your name?" And he says, "Ahmed." And I said, "How old are you?" And he is 7 years old. And I said, "Where do you go to school?" And you said, "You go to the Islamic Academy." Is that what it's called?
Yes, I'm in Delaware.
Of Delaware, the Islamic Academy of Delaware. And for me, you know, the takeaway for tonight, with all due respect to all of the community leaders, the takeaway for me tonight is Ahmed. Because Ahmed My guess is all Ahmed really wants to do is to grow up in peace. He wants to live the American dream, and he wants to hold true and fast to his very proud Muslim heritage. And he wants to be an observant Muslim. And you know what? You can have it all. In this country, you can have it all. And if ever we can't, I hate to think about what this country looks like. Because when that man on that video was speaking about protecting the American way of life, he wasn't doing so in a very friendly tone. Now, what I want all of you to know is that you have my commitment as the governor to make sure that everybody in my administration, everybody on my team knows that the life that you are building is the American way of life. And I hope we have many, many chances to work together. I thank you for inviting me tonight. I'm sorry I can't stick around, but I'm so grateful that your community has organized this event tonight, reached out to me specifically. And Ahmed, thank you for giving me something to take home and to remember this evening by. Thank you all very much.